Hello everyone and welcome to EHR Enthusiast. Here's what's coming up. With the introduction to a brand new Superloop, we discuss what the SL14 is and the implications that it has on the D8 being rerouted around Stratford. We dig deep into that and I break it down all for you. Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm EHR Enthusiast in London. Tonight, we start off by talking to you about Transport for London launching a brand new consultation on the latest addition to its expanding Superloop bus network, the proposed SL14. This route will run an express service between Stratford in the east and Chinkford Hatch in the northeast of London. The SL14 is designed to provide faster limited stop journeys across this part of the capital. Along the way, it would serve key interchanges such as Leighton Station, St James's Street and Black Horse Road before reaching Walthamstow's Crooked Billets roundabout, where it would link the existing SL1. TfL hopes that this will make it easier for people to travel quickly between Stratford, Walthamstow and Chingford, cutting down on journey times that currently require multiple bus changes. In terms of service levels, the SL14 is expected to operate every 12 minutes during the day from Monday to Saturday and every 15 minutes in the evenings on Saturday and Sundays. The buses would run from about 5 o'clock in the morning through until midnight, providing a regular, reliable service throughout the day, but not overnight. Now, introducing the SL14 does mean that changes to other services. The most notable is the D8, which currently runs from Cross Harbour Asda and Stratford bus station. Under TfL's bus plans, the D8 would no longer enter Stratford bus station, but instead, once it reaches Stratford High Street, it will be diverted towards Stratford City bus station near Westfield Shopping Centre. What does this mean for passengers? Well, the main section of the D8 from Cross Harbour to Stratford would remain in place, but some stops on Stratford High Street and inside the old bus station would no longer be served. To balance this, new stops would be added onto Walton Road and at Stratford City bus station, making sure the route still connects with Stratford's transport hub, just in a different location. TfL says that these changes are necessary to free up space at Stratford bus station, which would be needed for the new SL14 service. It's also part of a wider effort to prevent bus routes from overlapping too heavily in the same areas, which can cause delays and congestion. It's also worth noting that the D8 already has seen timetable changes this month. Buses will now run every 15 minutes during the day, compared to every 12 minutes previously, and every 20 minutes in the evenings on Sundays. Some regular passengers may have already noticed slightly longer waits. The consultation on the SL14 and the D8 adjustments opened on the 25th of September and will run until the 5th of November. If the proposal goes ahead, TfL, the new routes could be introduced in 2026 or early 2027. The SL14 forms part of a much larger program, the Superloop network, which is being expanded across London to provide faster bus connections between outer boroughs and key town centres. It's the 5th consultation launched this year, following proposals for routes Bakerloop 1, SL11, SL12 and SL13. Local reaction has been mixed and some welcomed the prospect of a faster, more reliable direct bus change between Stratford and Chingford, particularly for the commuters who currently face slower journeys, but others are concerned about the knock-on effect on the D8 as well as issues of accessibility at certain times. Critics have also pointed out that the Superloop name is becoming less literal, with some of these new services running more as radical express routes rather than completing the orbital loop which was originally promised. Nonetheless, TfL maintains that the Superloop's expansion is a vital part of improving outer London's transport links. By connecting major town centres and transport hubs more quickly, the aim is to encourage more people out of their cars and onto public transport to help reduce congestion and emissions across the capital. So, this new express service, the SL14, could soon connect between Stratford, meaning a change to the D8, and we will keep you on top of more news related to the SL14 once we do get that for you. So coming up after the break, we will quickly just break down some key things that we will need to know about the SL14, so do stay with us. Welcome back. Now, I do want to actually talk about the D8 instead, and talk about how the changes to the route will largely affect the people who live in the area. So firstly, there'll be no more direct access to Stratford bus station. As the D8 currently goes into Stratford, it's not going to, now it's going to have an interchange with National Rail, Underground, Overground and other buses. Under TfL's plan, the D8 would instead be diverted to Stratford City bus station, which is by Westfield, which means that passengers headed for Stratford station would either have to walk across the shopping centre or change to another bus, which would add an additional 5 minutes to their journey. Some bus stops will no longer be served. Stops on Stratford High Street, Carpenter's Road and inside of Stratford City bus station will no longer see the D8. This affects passengers who board or alight specifically at those stops, and they would need to walk further and use different services. Now, new stops will be added. To soften the impact, TfL does plan to add D8 stops at Wharton Road, stops B and C, and at Stratford City bus station, stop S, W and X. This makes the D8 more convenient for people travelling to Westfield, Stratford City, or connecting to buses that terminate at the bus station. Around 250 weekday passengers will be directly affected, and the TfL data does show that about 250 people per weekday currently use the section, and that will be cut for them. The change will likely mean that either a short extra walk will have to be made or switching to another bus route. The wider network impacts by moving the D8 out of Stratford bus station. It creates new space for the SL14, and this is a part of a wider balancing act to make Stratford a hub for fast express services while slightly shifting local routes like the D8. And the day-to-day experience for locals, most of the D8 users, especially those travelling between Cross Harbour, Bow and Stratford, the route itself won't feel very different. The main change is where the bus will terminate. You would have to go through Westfield or places like the Olympic Park or even Stratford International. The change could actually be more convenient, but most commuters who need Stratford station itself, it could be less direct. So do tune in tomorrow. Actually, I will be covering the Bakerloop for the very first time. I'll be down there tomorrow, some filming in, and you can watch the full video, which will air tomorrow on our channel at 6 p.m. as always. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from London.